I know, you know, it's one thing. Well, actually, to compare TLO to Jaedong, he's a lot like Jaedong, only a few more weaknesses and not as many strengths. But
right, yeah.
JYP was able to handle him pretty hard, and he looked really good in that PVZ series. So if that's any kind of indication of what shape and form JYP's in, Jaedong's got to watch his butt.
It's a common trend in Team EG.
Yes.
Okay, let's introduce these two players. Up here to the top left, spawning as the Red Zerg.
What do you think about Akelon Waste as a matter of
It's Jaedong! And down here, as the blue Protoss, on Akelon Waste, a great map, I really do enjoy it. It is JYP!
JYP opening up with that forward pylon, presumably to be joined up here with a Forge. This is a big cannon rush map. Hero, many moons ago, made popular a cannon rush that can not only negate the natural, but also threaten this potential third down here, below the natural. And
is this something that you taught JYP to specifically do before he went on stage?
you know what's funny about that? Despite what Reddit would tell you, I did not actually create and then teach all cannon rush forms in StarCraft or StarCraft 2. This has actually predated me. I used to play Zerg, and cannon rushes were part of the reason why I then switched to Protoss. I wanted to do those wrongdoings to everyone else.
And how does that make you feel?
Fantastic. And we can see it's already starting. The hatch. Oh, Jaedong, you're one step ahead of JYP.
Wow.
Such good scout. Such good drone. Wow. Amazing.
And Jaedong doesn't throw down the hatchery there, of course, knows exactly what's going on, is not going to be tricked by this. Let's have a look how much of an investment JYP throws into this. Cannon is already building. He has no idea that drone has seen him from the high ground, by the way, if you didn't know that. And he goes, wait a minute, why is there not a hatchery being built? Why am I alone? And Jaedong's already decided to move his hatchery to a different location. And already is building the cannon back at home because he has no idea what's going on.
Now this puts JYP in a weird spot because it looks like he's going to let that cannon finish, but it's not going to have high ground spotting unless he spends more money yet again. And if this probe dies right here, oh god, JYP. All right.
Let's watch this.
It does die. So no high ground spotting, which means a queen or, you know, eventually a spine crawler could actually single-handedly take out that cannon. And now JYP's in a really weird spot where he went pylon forge, pylon cannon, cannon, nexus. So this is a very delayed opening for him. It's not optimal at all.
I'm not good enough to ever have the chance to do this to anybody, but I was actually watching a game not too long ago, and you did this to effort.
Yeah.
You must have had some kind of something wrong, you not like him or something along those lines, but you did it to him.
You know, he's a really good player, and cannon rush is a nice way for a player to try to win a game that they otherwise probably wouldn't.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to try to do that more often. I probably have to cannon rush every single game.
Yeah.
But what do you do when this doesn't work? How do you feel? Well, actually, let's go back to your feelings again, Jeff.
Yeah.
I really want to know, how does it make you feel if this doesn't work?
Well, it's rough. You're obviously pretty far behind, but of course it's always questions of how far behind, and this additional pylon, the second probe, I really feel like JYP should have looked at that and said, okay, that failed, that didn't work, and just kind of taken his losses. The nice thing about Akelon Waste is that you can be behind earlier on, but there's a really good turtley third base that you can take that's very hard for Zerg to be aggressive against, and I feel like not playing to that it's getting a little bit desperate, and Jaedong is capitalizing on this right now.
I managed to speak to JYP earlier, actually, on before we played TLO, and he said, yeah, you know who the winner plays? I'm like, yeah, Jaedong. And he's like, oh no, it's going to be so hard if I beat TLO. He already came into this best-of-3 series realizing that this is going to be a very difficult game for him. Yeah. Jaedong, of course, reaching multiple second places, multiple finals, should I say, actually sounds more impressive. And he really has done a great job this year. And
yeah.
JYP, to be honest, has not competed within the World Championship Series.
Right.
I don't think there's too many people out there can say when was the last time you saw JYP play and what tournament was it. Not many people are going to be able to answer that this year. And he really hasn't been in the scene that much this last year.
Not nearly as much. You know, he was there throughout the Pro League, had a lot of games, and came in the clutch a few times there. But Pro League was a few months ago, and since then, as you said, he hasn't been a part of WCS, so I feel like a lot of times if you're not doing well in WCS, you better be doing well in these foreigner tournaments, otherwise we just don't hear from you. You know, it's just not nearly as big of a deal. And JYP so far at DreamHack Winter has done fairly well for himself. Had a tough time against a couple of the guys in his group. See, now this... I mean, just give up on it already, actually. It's getting a little bit sad.
Well, the pylon is going to get picked off by that queen. Zealot and Stalker is on the right-hand side here, going towards this third base. Maybe he can pick off a queen here. And there is an Oracle that just popped out somewhere, and that will be going over towards that third as well. And getting damage dealt already to this queen, and he's going to sacrifice these units to do that. He's going to get into the mineral line, and this could be a start of a little comeback here for JYP.
Yeah, I know. Okay, just now an additional queen is queued up there, and these drones, they cannot outrun this new Oracle. I mean, the best they can do is to get off this mineral line, because as they remain, there's just easier shooting and better energy usage for that Oracle, but it's going to get a handful of kills. Already at 5, one of which being a queen, and JYP controlling it nicely as it pulls forward here, doing a lot of damage. And
there is another Oracle being built too, so it's not just a single one. There will be another attack, and twice as strong once that Oracle joins up, and then a Void Ray behind it. Is JYP just going to look to light harass, kill a couple of drones, bring down Jaedong's economy, and then eventually look towards taking a third base? It seems to make the most sense so far.
Yeah, we can already see him kind of chipping away at the rocks over there, and that does suggest that the roadmap you laid out there is exactly true. Even a Void Ray coming up off the Stargate. We've seen this build a few times. The second Oracle is a little bit of a difference. We haven't seen that second Oracle as many times, at least in this tournament. But as you can see here, it's getting its... I mean, it's already worth its weight in gold here, 4 or 5. It's probably going to get a good 5 or 6 drones. There's 6, yep. And it's going to back away, and it can just continue to do that. Let the shields replenish, let the energy build up here. Come back, kill another 5 or 6 probes, because the DPS of a queen and a spore crawler that's out of position is just not enough.
DPS being damage per second.
Oh, thank you, Apollo. You are so SEXY. Stands for...
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Hydroden is coming down now for Jaedong, and that's going to be, watch this, able to build Hydralisks.
I like it. You can also upgrade him from that.
Fourth hatchery is down for Jaedong as well to further his economy, but look at the start we're seeing from JYP. We have double Stargates backing up the one that's already out there. We are going to have a similar style to what we've seen Naniwal use throughout this tournament. Not just Naniwal, SOS as well.
Oh.
And Jaedong has spotted it nice and early.
Instantly, and that's so important. This composition is very powerful. It's not like it has... Oh, wow, he's going to cancel right out of it. Now, single Robo's too vanilla for JYP. I'm really anticipating a second Robo. No way he goes that soft. And he actually locked in his probe, I think.
Well, you think he goes to robotics facilities?
I can just kind of feel the JYP cheesiness. He's like, you know what? Going from 3 Stargate to 1 Robo is just too normal. But so far, there's no second Robo, so I could just be kind of making fun of a friend right now. 4 bases up for Jaedong. He does read 3 Stargate. But again, the kind of funny thing about that is like, okay, he cancels and goes to Robo to then switch to Colossus, but we can already see that what's queued up here for Jaedong is going to be Vipers and Hydras, and they can do okay against even that Colossus tech. It's not like it's just some kind of brutal, you know, he's in no man's land there.
You think it's Hive?
No, yeah, for Vipers, almost certainly.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be something else to be able to deal with the Void Rays more with splash damage, maybe Pathogen Glands, or even completely switching up, going for the Enduring Locust.
Okay. Well, you're right. You nailed it.
Yep.
You're a very, very smart man, Apollo.
Yeah, my hair suggests so.
Yeah. Aliens.
So, going over for Pathogen Glands here. Fungals is good because if you think about this, they're not going to be as useful against a lot of Colossus and Blink Stalkers. Obviously, they're going to be useful, but not as. But right now, we are going to have to wait and find out. Is Jaedong going to start to piece this together? Surely he's got to be asking himself where the Void Rays, but now the answer's going to be right there in front of him as he sees 3 and can probably still assume that that's still off 3 Stargates. Do you reckon there... I mean, you said that 2 Robotics Facility could give him a power punch where it surprises Jaedong. Is 1 out the question? Is there no surprise factor at all?
No, I mean, at least at this point. Well, let's see how far that Overseer did take a look in there, actually. I think it actually saw the vacant... Yeah, so it saw that there's now canceled Stargates. The element of surprise is gone, and once you do kind of steer away from triple Stargate, it should be Colossus, we can see. I mean, I guess you could do like an Immortal Templar composition with just a few Void Rays hanging overhead, but the kind of nice thing about what Jaedong's doing is that Infestors, again, we remember this from Wings Liberty, they're that kind of cornerstone unit. Like, they are the answer to just about everything. Of course, not by themselves like they used to be in Wings Liberty, but now they're a fantastic supplement to any composition you're facing.
I feel that Jaedong ideally would have loved to have a Spire down as these Colossus do start to come out, but he has a lot of units here. There's a lot of Hydralisk, and these Infestors do have enough energy to fungal. If that Mothership Core was to go down at the back there, it would be quite scary here. But
well, this is a tough spot. He can actually just force field that ramp, and, well, he's going to back away, doesn't trust it, but he could have recalled out of there. I think this is actually the right choice for JYP, though, because losing this army is game over. Killing that base is not necessarily game over for Jaedong.
I mean, is JYP actually ready to take this fight? He hasn't even got a single Colossus with this, plus 2 attack. He's not ready. I think he's... well, I mean, obviously he can poke around here with the Mothership Core being able to recall out, but he's got to be careful not to lose any stragglers here.
He's definitely playing with fire. Looks like Jaedong feels the confidence. He's got the game hubris going on right now. He wants to push in here. There's a couple of fungals holding him in place. He is going to recall out. The rest of the army's like, wait a second, where the hell did my friends go? They're going to back away here. A fungal grabbing and snaring this Colossus would be devastating, but it looks like it does squeeze back into the safety of its base. And of course, that's the problem with Akalon Waste. This is a very secure 3-base situation, and Protoss can get so much off of 3 bases. So JYP shouldn't feel a huge urge to get down that ramp, but as I say that, he's going to do it.
He is going to move down here. 3 Void Rays do charge up. Colossus is there, and a second one right behind it. This is not obviously the best fight for JYP. He's kind of funneled down, filtered down, and a lot of Hydralisk and Roaches will do damage. The 2 Colossus dealing out extraordinary amounts of damage as the Hydralisk starting to fall here.
Yeah, it's too many Blink Stalkers, and actually it looks like Jaedong does not have... Let's check to make sure. It does not have Blink, or excuse me, not Blink, but Burrow. So those Infestors all die. It's a very expensive loss for Jaedong. And behind this, he's going to reset. We can see 17 Hydralisk and some 50-odd Zerglings coming out. But without Infestor support, they're not nearly as scary. Now, that being said, JYP suffered losses here as well. You'll notice there's no sentries, just the 2 Colossus. He, too, has to be careful.
Supplies in favor of Jaedong up to 173, 139, 140 for JYP. 5th base is now being taken. Vipers are on the way. And everything so far is going in favor of Jaedong. But JYP is able now to build a 4th Nexus. He's going to be able to further his economy, further his upgrades, further his technology in this game. Where do you think JYP is looking to go next, though? Is he just going to sit back and defend? Is he maybe going to get a little bit more eager and move out?
Well, he grabs that tower and sees where the 5th base is planned for Jaedong. And this is pretty predictable. That's the normal one. But he at least has an idea of where Jaedong's at in this game. You can see a Warp Prism's queued up. That, to me, suggests aggression. I think he's really going to go for it here. Blink forward, chasing down a couple of those Hydralisks, gets attacks there. Jaedong's got a gigantic surround, but he's got to be careful because part of these surrounds are like just Zerglings, and they're very soft. Jaedong's army's not nearly as scary as it looks, in my opinion, and he's got these Vipers. There's the big abducts.
Massive abduct there. And
all right, now his army looks terrifying. Never mind.
He's looking great. He's up to 200 supply with 25 more Roaches on the way. 1 more Colossus is moving forward here. Mothership Core is taken out. And Jaedong is remaxed immediately. That 4th base, from now, has to be kept alive for JYP, which means he's going to have to defend on the low ground. And that will mean that Jaedong will take a fight as soon as he's maxed out. He's got to get rid of supply anyway, as his further tech is going to be the greatest spy. We'll want to switch up in a little bit. And we're about to have a fight. Is JYP going to go down to defend it? Is he just going to let Jaedong kill it here?
Jaedong, kind of interesting, not waiting for the Vipers to come over. They're charging up, sucking down some energy, and here they come. Just 2 of them, and again, they're not fully charged, so I think it's about 2 abducts between the 2 of them. But again, he already grabbed 2 Colossus, so with just 2 now for JYP working off that single Robo, his army doesn't pack a whole lot of punch.
Yeah, and
Jaedong's going to collapse in on that 4th, and it's going to be tough for JYP to get down there to do anything.
JYP, if he wants to take a 4th base, if he wants to keep his income running, because his main base is almost run out, he has to go down to kill this army, but he's not ready. He doesn't have what it takes to kill it. Look at the supply differences, and if he doesn't go down to kill it, then he will run out of money. Jaedong's got the greatest fire in the way. What really does he have to stop these units? And 1 Colossus is dragged out, and the Mothership Core as well. Time Warp's going down. There's quite a few Stalkers here. You may be able to pick a lot of these Roaches and Hydras off, but the real point of this is that the greatest spy is about to finish. He's going to go over to Broodlords, and through losing a lot of these Stalkers, if he wants to keep up the fight, what would he have to stop them?
Jaedong is playing really, real well. JYP in the background does have these Zealots. They kind of sowed some I don't know why I try to say big words anymore. They attacked the base over here, and it did good damage and stuff. And inside the main, didn't have too good of a damage doing stuff.
And Warp Prism be moving.
More Prism be moving. It's still up, though, and the Corruptors are coming out, but they're immediately going to... Well, I thought I saw them coming out. Nope, not just yet. And I like this from Jaedong, though. You'll notice he's almost maxed. There are the Corruptors, but he's making an army to absorb this attack from JYP. JYP has to do amazing damage right now. He's not in great shape.
Jaedong just turned around from his attack on the other side. He's going to hit this army from behind. And JYP does see it and is going to move out. The Warp Prism's going to get picked off. 2 High Templar just instantly killed. Try to get the feedbacks onto those Vipers, and the Vipers are coming for the Colossus. And are we going to see the pulls? Yes, we will.
Yeah, the poor Colossus not as fast as the rest of that blinking army. One Colossus does die there. Another Abduct should be queued up here in a moment. Any moment.
Nice blink forward there. Does pick off one of them, but in trade-off for 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 Stalkers. And where are those Corruptors? Because the Broodlords are going to be morphed soon. A nice feedback onto that Viper, and JYP chased again back up to his 3rd base. Get the Stalkers.
But actually instantly blinked out of it, too. You're adorable, JYP. I love that. He tried to save this Stalker that got abducted.
But JYP is playing from such a position, so far behind in this game. It's looking almost impossible for him to win this, especially now the Corruptors are out. We will start to see those Broodlords morph eventually here once Jaedong frees up more supply. And there they are, 4 Broodlords.
Well, JYP lives and dies by the double-edged sword that is his aggressive play. I mean, he keeps going out on the map, and to us right now, it looks really futile, right? He's moving out, getting abducted, getting chased, getting shot down. But that's also part of the reason what makes him so dangerous. Had he been able to stabilize the 4th base or not had those initial 2 of 3 Colossus abducted and perhaps done some countermeasures like scouting that out and having Templar for feedback or blinking forward somehow, which is not really reliable, and picking off those Vipers, JYP it would make a lot more sense that he's out on the map right now. But we keep looking at this, and it's like, well, unfortunately for him, the army that continues to move out only has these 2 going on 3 Colossus Templar, and does he have even Storm with them? I don't think he does. No.
Is it wrong that the Titanic theme song is playing in my mind?
As long as it's being played by that shirtless man with the terrible flute or whatever the hell that was.
It's that exact
If it's Celine
song.
Dion in your head, then get with the program. Like,
sorry.
Pull your head out of your ass and start focusing on this really important match. You know what I mean? No jokes.
No messing around here.
No messing
All serious
around
business.
right now.
All right, Jaedong is coming in for a victory, because if he picks off this army, there is not much left behind. He's trying to build a 4th base. Warp Prism is still hanging around, dealing a little bit of damage here and there. But JYP is going to have to fight. He can't really afford to lose his 4th base again. He moves down. Is he going to blink forward? No, he blinks backwards.
Yeah.
Going back up the hill, back up this ramp, trying to run to safety. But there is no safety here. These Broodlords, these Roaches, the Hydras, look at this. Stalkers will just absolutely disappear immediately once they blink into these Roaches and the Hydras. Broodlords survive, and JYP drops below 100 supply. Jaedong still up there at 190, 200 supply, and it looks like he is going to take